Lunch. The theme across our shows today is skills development in the country, and businesses are struggling with a widening mismatch between the skills of their workforce as well as skills needed to achieve growth. Megan de Villiers, strategist at Homecoming Revolution South Africa, joins us now for more. Megan, when we take a look at the extent of the brain drain situation in South Africa, just how bad is it?
I think things have turned around a lot. If you probably looked at about 3 or 4 years ago, you would have seen significant brain drain. But with the global downturn, I think a lot of people are returning home simply because we were buffered a bit from the downturn here in South Africa. And so I don't think it's as bad as it used to be, but when we're talking top skills, there is still a shortage.
You say top skills. What kind of skills do these South Africans who look for opportunities abroad, what kind of skills do they possess?
So we're looking at interest from a lot of financial services institutions, from places like Group 5 that are looking for construction skills, engineering skills across the board, IT skills, lots of developers required, even broadcasting skills.
Broadcasting?
Yes.
Hey, that's an opportunity there. But where exactly does this problem stem from? We know that in South Africa we have a high unemployment rate. Our education system is not so good, but clearly we need to stop the problem at the root.
That's right, yes. I mean, there are various reasons why people are going abroad. One of the main factors, which we, in a recent survey with Worldwide Surveys, found out was that the majority of people will go abroad for career opportunities, closely followed by concerns over safety and security and political instability. So just concerns over they're not sure of what's going to happen. There's a lot of that sort of sentiment.
So a lot of uncertainty in the local market. But I want us to touch on a rather emotive topic, and that's one with regard to young white South Africans. It has been mentioned that a lot of them who are qualified and have the necessary skills required in the local market often don't find jobs in South Africa and from South African employers, and instead they tend to go overseas. I understand that's also related to the problem of providing previously disadvantaged individuals an opportunity into the workplace. How do we balance that deficit?
Well, if we're looking at the last 10 years, it's probably been more significant coming up to now. I think these concerns are lessening a little bit. People are coming back with various skill sets and finding work a lot easier than they used to. I think it has got a lot to do with the fact that in our research has shown that South Africans that go abroad tend to have a lot of tertiary education. So if they're coming back with international expertise, but with knowledge of local markets as well, which gives them a lot of advantage.
And that's exactly what we want, a skills exchange to take place between those who have international experience and those who need to gain that experience domestically.
Yes.
Are we seeing enough of that?
I think companies are still struggling to fill a lot of the positions. There is a bit of a mismatch in terms of trying to find diasporan talent. It is, I think it's perceived to be more difficult than it is to bring South Africans home. It's not always just a tangible, practical decision. It's very much an emotional one as well. And there's a lot of family ties in South Africa that bring people back, and just the love and passion for the country.
And from a corporate perspective, why are they finding it so difficult to attract that talent?
I think there is possibly, in terms of processes within companies, a difficulty trying to figure out what makes people in the diaspora tick, what will make them return home, and oftentimes when they're advertising jobs, it's very much the practical, tangible opportunity of having a job, whereas there are a lot more factors to take into consideration, which is why at Homecoming Revolution we look at things like property, education for your children. It's finding, what you're passionate about, coming home to make a difference. It's not just all about the big salaries and the glittering lights of foreign cities. It's about what you can do, come home, make a difference.
What about local South African businesses looking for African talent, seeing as we don't have it here?
Absolutely, we're seeing a lot of that. So Homecoming Revolution recently expanded their footprint into Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria and Ghana. We're using the South African blueprint that we've used for the past 10 years and trying to apply it to those countries, obviously adapting it to each country. But what we're seeing is that, people see South Africa as sort of the landing point in terms of moving up through Africa, and so South African companies are at the forefront of that, trying to find the skills, people with local knowledge but with international expertise and great great education to head up companies in the rest of Africa.
Just on that, shouldn't that be a warning to both corporate South Africa as well as our education department that we need to pull up our socks in order to compete internationally?
Absolutely, absolutely. We can't just assume that we're the frontier of growth through Africa. We really do have to try and put the best foot forward to make sure we're in front of the pack.